Now that Tiana's Bayou Adventure has finally opened at Walt Disney World, the Disney news cycle has shifted from land to sea with new reveals about the Disney Treasure. This is the sister ship to the Disney Wish, which will make its debut in December of this year. Unlike previous ships in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, this Wish class of ships have certain themes or aesthetics. For instance, the Wish is meant to be a castle at sea, and the Treasure is going to be themed after adventure, with an Aladdin Agrabah-like Grand Atrium lobby, as well as Jungle Book Moana, and even theme park inspirations. If I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be what you know from The Wish, just with Adventureland and maybe even light Animal Kingdom-like touches. While Disney has rolled out the Treasure's roster of dining and entertainment, like the Tale of Moana show, the Jungle Cruise-inspired lounge, and even a funnel suite based on Epcot, of all things, we recently learned more about the Treasure's Worlds of Marvel restaurant. Since 2019, Marvel fans have been clamoring for the next Avengers film, but in reality, we kind of already have one thanks to Worlds of Marvel. Let me explain. So Worlds of Marvel is one of the Wish's 3 main onboard restaurants and soon to be aboard the Treasures, which features an MCU-inspired menu and Starkitecture. This is Tony Stark architecture, complete with an Iron Man arc reactor built into the ceiling. Much like Animator's palette on the previous Disney Cruise Line ships, Worlds of Marvel has screens built into the wall where guests get to watch and then participate in a literal Avengers story with its own title, which is Avengers Quantum Encounter, and actually stars up-to-date MCU actors, including Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp, and Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. The story is that Ant-Man and the Wasp are showcasing new technology, which is the quantum core, when Ultron crashes the party and requires the Avengers to assemble. Footage will even show Marvel stars using their unique power sets and battling Ultron bots on the upper deck of the Wish, including the Aquamouse. Guests get to experience that superhero life as well by getting to use the quantum core technology that's on their tables, saving the day, and the effect is actually pretty great. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say that Quantum Encounter is the Avengers team-up fans have been begging for. It's also way better than Quantum Mania, in my opinion. But anyway, the trademark Marvel brand of humor is 100% present, so are inside jokes, Easter eggs, and even interactions between MCU heroes that we have yet to see cross paths on the big screen. Another reason I rank this show and restaurant and overall experience so highly is that it's actually more interconnected and in step with the MCU's tradition of connectivity than anything we've seen from Marvel Studios post-Endgame. It even references and ties to other Marvel experiences at Disney parks worldwide, and some of them now reference Quantum Encounter as well. But yet, it still works within the current MCU multiverse saga because, as explained by Worlds of Marvel and Quantum Encounter's Imagineer, Danny Handke, Disney's Marvel theme park universe is a variant of the main MCU timeline and one that mirrors MCU canon. It's where Thanos' snap never happened, meaning all the heroes and all the villains, including Ultron, can coexist in ways they never could on screen. It's pretty much a Marvel fan's fantasy land. But now you probably are wondering, what about the treasure? Isn't this what this video is about? And yes, you're absolutely right. Not only will the Disney Treasure have the second ever Worlds of Marvel, but it will also offer 2 shows. The first will be the Avengers Quantum Encounter from The Wish, and it's expected to be just like The Wish. However, you should know that much like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Quantum Encounter has only evolved and expanded since its 2022 debut, and now includes footage of Spider-Man and Avengers Tower and a visit from the webhead himself. Since the Treasure teased the web-slinger's presence in its Worlds of Marvel, I'm wondering if Spidey's recent addition to The Wish was a bit of a dress rehearsal and we may get a slightly different version. Only time will tell. But given the show's ability to add scenes and its record of doing so thus far, I would not be surprised. But the second show, that's what we need to talk about, and this is what's truly new. The second show is unique, and it's themed after the MCU's favorite father and son, Rocket and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. The title is Marvel Celebration of Heroes Groot Remix, and Disney claims this new show will follow Groot as he brings guests along for an on-screen quest to throw the ultimate party for his friend Rocket. Meanwhile, throughout the dinner and in true Guardians of the Galaxy fashion, guests will be listening to an awesome mix of retro tunes while participating in MCU trivia. So here's my take and reaction. Groot and Rocket are the easiest Marvel characters for Disney to use since they're digital. They're not played on screen by human actors, so I'm skeptical if their show is going to pale in comparison to the star power and realism of Quantum Encounter. I'm also concerned as to whether Bradley Cooper will be voicing Rocket or if another voice actor will fill in, as in my opinion it's pretty noticeable when it's not Cooper. I also feel like Disney already uses Rocket and Groot a lot, and especially Groot. I would have loved to see a show wholly dedicated to Spider-Man or Loki in the TVA or Wakanda instead. However, since Disney wasn't able to visit Marvel Studios sets to film MCU stars like they did previously for Quantum Encounter due to last year's Hollywood strikes, Rocket and Groot may be the only option, and one that they know would work since these two characters are guaranteed crowd pleasers. But still, that doesn't mean we won't be getting cameos from Marvel stars or other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The fact that the show is titled Marvel Celebration of Heroes suggests some surprises and maybe some familiar faces. Just how and in what form remains to be seen, but the title absolutely has my attention. And again, this restaurant, this experience is known for surprises. So we will see. I also love that we're getting another Guardians of the Galaxy awesome mix, which is the soundtrack of retro songs that go with every Guardians movie and experience. I'm hoping to learn whether James Gunn had any involvement now that he left to run DC, but if not, Disney already has a huge library of James Gunn approved tunes to choose from, and I think these 70s and 80s songs are going to appeal to parents, grandparents, and just older adults who may not be as familiar with the MCU, while Rocket and Groot are going to appeal to the youngest members of the family, and then Marvel trivia is going to be awesome for the MCU diehards. So there's something for everyone with this show. And given the screens, I would think there would be ways for fans to compete not only with each other, but maybe everyone in the restaurant. It could make for an incredible fan experience and something unique to what Disney Cruise Line restaurants have done in the past. Something else to point out is that we'll be getting a new Worlds of Marvel dinner menu with new themed fare. Personally, I'm hoping Disney Food Labs and the Disney Cruise Line chefs go all out and really lean into theming for a Guardians of the Galaxy inspired menu, as they could be weird, colorful, and reflective of outer space and even certain characters themselves. This is actually something I've wanted over at Epcot near Cosmic Rewind for a while. I want the Xandarians to have their own Epcot Festival booth. Anyway, I would also love to see some entrees, appetizers, and desserts reference or include some in-universe MCU food like the TVA pie or Tony Stark's cheeseburgers. Once again, D23 will be the prime time for Disney Treasure and Disney Cruise Line news, and I'm expecting a whole booth on the show floor dedicated to the Disney Treasure and its reveals, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more about the ship's MCU offerings at that location as well. But whatever we find out, I will be sure to share and break down with you. But for now, that is all I have about the new Worlds of Marvel coming to the Disney Treasure. If you enjoyed this video and if you love Disney Park and Disney Cruise Line news, I would so appreciate it if you would give this video a like and consider subscribing. It would make my day. And speaking of D23, I'm going to have quite a few predictions coming your way in the coming week, so stay tuned for that. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a magical day.